Hey YouTube, Rando here. I wanted to share with y'all today the new bug out truck. Now no modifications have been made whatsoever. We just bought it. It's a Chevy 2500 4x4. It's got the 350 Vortec, and it needs a few things. Radiator has a small leak on one of the end caps, which they were cheap plastic these years. I think 96 to 99, something like that. They use those cheap plastic caps. I'll have to do some work on the door handles on the inside. Both door handles are gone, so you got to roll the windows down. The other day, I forgot my keys inside, and came out, just crawled in the truck to shut the door, and realized, well, shit, I ain't gonna be able to go anywhere because I ain't got keys. Can't roll down the frickin' windows to get out. I had to sit in the truck for about 5 minutes waiting for my wife to get back from the store to come let me out the damn truck. So definitely need to get that fixed real quick. It's already got a hole drilled for a CB antenna. It's got the wires. It's got an extra battery up front under the hood to put a fuel tank on the rear of it. At one time it had a fuel tank and a rat pack system in the back, so the rear suspension's been redone, make it a little bit more heavy duty, and it's got a 4-inch body lift on it, so it's got a little bit of clearance down there. I don't know if you could tell. That's some all-terrains. They all need to be replaced. I'm going to go ahead and go back with the all-terrains, or I might go with the mud terrain if they're not much more. But usually the mud terrains, you know, twice as expensive. And this is the original idea for the bug-out vehicle, was going to be the Mustang. And man, I've probably got $8,000 just in the motor of this car. You know, it's a crate motor, and just the motor alone, short block, used, and it wasn't used. It had just been bought by an individual that never used it. It was still actually in the crate, but I didn't buy it from a company, and I still ended up paying $1,500 just for a short block. So all in all, I have a lot of money wrapped up in it, and we went ahead and decided we need something bigger. I was looking for speed when I bought this car, and built the motor and drivetrain and everything, so it's not really what I'm looking for. It actually gets about 8 miles to the gallon right now, so it's not great gas mileage. And we was going to do the trunk into a bug out trunk and just beef up the rear suspension a little bit, but I'm glad I didn't do any of that, because now I'm going to start sinking some money into this one. And first thing on the agenda is going to be fix the radiator. It's got a small power steering pump leak. That should be cheap to fix. You can see them springs off in there. That's some heavy duty ass springs right there. I wouldn't have a problem hooking a gooseneck up to this truck and pulling it. No problem, you know. I've actually pulled a 16-foot lowboy on the back of it. You couldn't even tell it had a lowboy on it. So it's nice and heavy duty. And it does have a lot of miles. It's well, about 235,000, but I have a spare transmission and front differential for this truck sitting in my garage. Not just that, but the 350 Vortec, very simple motor to change out. If the motor went bad, you could probably pick one up at a junkyard for $600. So real cheap to replace, real easy to replace. A lot of room to work under these hoods, and I'm a bigger guy, and I can just roll in and out from under this truck without ever jacking it up, and I kind of like that about it. And the back seat lifts, so I can put all my tools and specialty tools back there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put probably a camper shell on the back of it. That way, you know, if nothing else, we have a place to sleep. I could easily fit me, my wife, and 2 small children in there. And then this is the pop-up camper we bought that we were going to redo. I went ahead and decided to go ahead and tear it down, and I'm kind of thinking about either just building just a trailer out of it to carry supplies on, or I'm going to make a teardrop trailer out of it and have the supplies in the back of the truck. One or the other. We're either going to be sleeping in the back of the truck in a camper, or we're going to be sleeping in a teardrop camper and have the supplies in the truck. So we ain't figured that part out yet. As you can see, I've gotten everything but the floor torn out in this, and the cables on the lift post there. And it wasn't a bad looking camper. I kind of, after I tore it down, wished I hadn't. However, the canvas on this thing was about $1,100 to replace, and that was the one part that was bad. So, I mean, even the air conditioner worked in it, everything worked. It just needed new canvas, and I didn't want to spend the money on the canvas because I can actually build a teardrop trailer for probably about $600 or $700, since I already have the frame, and it's actually going to be a little bit bigger than the ones you see on YouTube, because they use those cheap frames from Harbor Freight. Suspensions aren't real good on them, and they're just not as big. So I should have a little bit more area with that one, and be able to do what I want with it. I'm going to put some folding bunk beds in it, and reinstall the stove and whatnot. I got some cabinet plywood in the garage that I plan on using. So there you have it, YouTube. There's the bug out trailer, there's the bug out truck. Thanks for watching.